33 years I have been a private pilot, VFR. I came here on a pre-described program which was actually going to bring me through this IFR experience in a very condensed short period of time. Two ways of learning things, one of which is you take your time and you fly once a week and you learn here and then, and that's not the way I can work, and that's not the way I can learn. So I needed a different program basically designed to my purposes. My friend in Germany, who was the head of Cirrus Germany, Jan-Peter Fischer, he came back to me and he said, well, you're flying so much, you're flying so good, VFR, you have to do the IFR, and you're never going to do it in Germany the way things are set up here. You need a tough program to get it done. And he said there's only one place to go, and that's JATO in California. I understand much more about the airplane. I even have seriously become a much better VFR pilot to date. And then I did the full IFR experience thanks to April and the team, which was completely phenomenal. I thought I would never do it until they taught me how to do it in a very, very structured, crisp and clear way. Structure here was that there was a complete timeline and what needed to be accomplished from A through Z, and they basically do it in four structured step-ups that you need to accomplish to basically get approved for the check ride. And JATO would never let somebody do a check ride with not having passed those steps 1 through 4. Obviously this was a design program for myself, but that's kind of how they're set up here anyway, because the people and the guys that they're teaching, they don't fit into a classroom. They basically, it's an extremely individual approach to each and every person that is committed to the program. Learning here is not only one person, it's a whole team. That you're learning with more than one instructor. Just have the cross-reference, you know, for April and for her team to know, did I observe everything correctly? Are there any bugs that the student, like myself, that we need to get clear off, or are we on the safe side? And that's the second observation that I had coming here, is the extreme dense and thorough communication between one each other. So whatever happened during my education, the team that was set up to get me through this program, I could have a second later talked to the other person within the team, and they would have already known what was an issue, what needed to get done, and what was resolved. And everything has been thought through, even procedurally. On my VFR experience, just flying the plane, I learned so much about procedures I've never heard before, but which do make so much sense. And I would call it the JATO approach. It's something that is very specific, but obviously which comes back to people who thought things through before teaching, and that all to the benefit of the people who are being taught. So in that very sense, I experienced the JATO way. Knowing a lot about safety, that was one of the big key issues here. Knowing a lot about proficiency, knowing a lot about procedures, and all of that, I think, makes me very happy to be a safe pilot returning home. I would like to seriously recommend JATO, because I'm completely convinced that whoever becomes a pilot out of JATO is safe, good, proficient, and knows the procedure to do it. Once you start flying a Cirrus, you actually never end doing that, because safety makes so much sense, and the plane is also that company is so thought through in procedurally, and the plane, the concept, but then again the size of the cabin and each detail. There's so much detail to that plane that obviously makes a lot of sense, and which therefore was a decision for me to buy one, even though buying such a high-end plane for a VFR pilot, and that's where my friend always kept talking to me into saying, it doesn't make sense, you're flying VFR, you have to step up for IFR. But at that point I wasn't ready yet, because I still had my company and family, therefore the priorities were still set differently. But I bought the option for the jet and for the next generation, and there I would have done IFR anyway, but there, the latest, it was clear I need to do, at some point I need to start really getting serious about the IFR.